Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of That Was My Phone. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Popcorn and Coffee and Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse, and with me, as always, on the other screen is Jahazel.
Hey, how's it going? You didn't say table talk. You typically say table talk.
Table talk. This is a table talk because we sit at a table and we talk.
Yeah, I'm at my desk table in front of my computer, and
I am also at the desk table.
Yeah.
Man, that's why I have you though, to catch that other side.
It's true. We're like peanut butter and jelly. We're like Jim and Pam.
Whoa.
Like Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. Am I right?
Am I right? All right, we're here to talk about episode 2 of Moon Knight. So let's just jump right into it. With little time to react, Stephen is thrust into the war of the gods as a mysterious partner arrives. What did you think about this episode?
Oh, I can't get into it. I cannot get into it. It is a train, a very slow going train.
That's where you're at with, like, is that your honest take?
That's my honest take of this series so far. I am having a very hard time getting into this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why don't you lay some honesty on us?
Dude, I seriously, I don't know what it is. I want to like it. It looks cool. Visually, it's cool. I'm not even saying the story is bad. Like it's just not drawing me in. I don't know if it's the characters or what it is, but I'm having a very hard time with just attaching myself to it.
Yeah, I would have to say I liked this one less than I liked the first episode. It felt, and it's weird to say, but like it felt like a continuation of the last episode. But
do you hear that?
I heard something. I don't know what it was, but not in a good way. Like it continued the elements that I didn't necessarily care about. It was just another episode of him fighting that internal struggle that we know is there. It was interesting. I did like elements of it. Him having a wife and her being a hunter with him or whatever. And one of the big things that I really like, so I think I enjoy it more than maybe you enjoy it. But number one, it's still movie quality. Like they dropped way more money into this than it feels like some of the other Disney Plus series we've gotten in the past. This is even better than WandaVision and better than, I would even say, Loki. Like it feels like a movie.
Yeah, I would agree.
And that's awesome. Another element that I love, those scenes where he's fighting something that isn't there are incredible. Because if you look at it from a technical side, that's just him.
Right.
Pretending to do things.
Right.
Make that look believable.
Yeah.
I think Oscar Isaac is a phenomenal actor. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, again, visually, I love it visually. Like it's fun to watch in that regards and stuff. I liked his English personality is kind of annoying to me. Like I'm kind of just like that.
It got worse. It did. It got worse and like bad, but that character did just become annoying. And what's interesting though that you say that is, I think both Mark Spector, his other personality, and the god Kanju, the Egyptian god Kanju, which is inside of him as well, I think they also both find him annoying. So I think some of that is intentional. Like, he's so bland and boring that it's annoying to watch. And I hope that now, with the way this episode ended, we don't see much of him anymore. I really hope we don't.
Yeah, because when he got what's his name, and he actually got his own voice, his regular voice back and stuff, and I was just like, okay, finally. Like that. The end of this episode was cool. I enjoyed it. Like that was like I did start to enjoy it towards the end of it. That last fight scene when he's fighting the Egyptian dog thing.
My biggest problem with it, and I don't know if it's something, excuse me, I don't know if it was something that's done intentionally and it's going to explain it, or if it's just oversight, is I think a lot of this show so far And again, if they explain it later, then this will eradicate the thoughts that I'm having right now. But I think it's expecting us to know a lot more about this character than maybe we do.
Right.
So it's vague, and it feels like it's intentionally vague in all the wrong places. So I don't know what the motivations of the characters are. You know,
Right.
what they're telling me and what they're doing on screen, I don't know how they got to the place that they are, why they're doing the things that they're doing, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. None of them necessarily seem, you know, obviously Moon Knight is the good guy in essence, and Ethan Hawke is obviously doing terrible things, but it's thrust us into the heart of a story in right now what I would consider the worst way, just because it didn't give us, I don't have a reason to care.
Right.
And I want to care. I really, really want to care. But I had a sense, the way you talked about this episode coming into it, I was like, yeah, this one kind of drugged for me a little bit. This one was a little bit more of a bear to watch. And I don't know if it's just because halfway through, I was like, yeah, I get it. Steven sucks. We all want to see Mark and we all want to see Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Show us that. Like, let's just get away from all this and show us that. And then he just wakes up in Egypt at the end. And I'm like, well, did he take a plane there? Did he fly there? Like, how did he get?
Right.
There's so much you're not explaining to us. And I don't think that that's in service to the story at all.
Right.
You know, because do I need everything explained to me perfectly? No. But I think it's leaving out key elements to get me to invest in what's going on. And I hope it explains it later.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because he wakes up in the hotel or whatever in Egypt drinking.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, was he? And maybe, like you said, maybe it doesn't matter that he took a plane or whatever to get over there, but I mean, it would kind of help be like, okay, well, why was he drinking? Like what?
Yeah, well, it did the same thing in the last episode where he just wakes up in like the Swiss Alps or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this guy getting everywhere and so quickly and so whatever? It just seems like it's progressing the story in unnatural ways to the point that it's leaving me with more questions than answers, which is fine if they're going to explain them later, like I just said. But at the same time, I know this is a limited run series and there's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm gauging everything on like, okay, well, one more episode and it's half over.
Right.
Like you have a lot of ground to cover, it feels like to me. And maybe they will, and maybe they'll pull it off, and maybe it'll be incredible. But I just don't know.
I've heard stories of people telling me stories where they went into a bathroom stall and teleported to France. So maybe he's like going into like bathroom stalls and like teleporting. I don't know. Maybe schizophrenia does that. I don't know.
Is it a jumper thing?
Yeah.
A picture.
Where's Hayden Christensen at?
So I'm invested and I care, and I'll watch Oscar Isaac do anything. I think he's a great actor.
Oh yeah.
But in terms of getting me to care about the character of Moon Knight and what is going on, yeah, I'm with you. I'm kind of like, you got to give me something more. You got to give me something more. And he looks really cool. And I love that. And even with him wearing that like alternate suit, and it's literally just a suit with a mask, it looks so legit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's cool to all the definitions of what cool is. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't even care that this is like a show about Egyptian gods and you guys are like fulfilling their will on earth and all. Like, I don't even care about that. Does he fight something other than Egyptian dogs, like the mummy dogs? Does he fight something other than those things?
I don't know. Does Captain America fight something other than Hydra?
I mean, that's a good point, but I do know for a fact that Moon Knight's character is linked to vampires and it is linked to like street level crime. Is he doing that stuff and you're not showing us? Or does this version of that character not do that kind of stuff?
Right.
I don't know, you know.
The whole time when he was running from the dog in that last scene and he's running across the rooftops and his cape's like flowing in the wind and stuff, I was just the whole time I was thinking of Edna Mole and I was just like, no capes.
No capes. I love his look though. I always have.
No.
When I seen it in the comics, I was like, I really like the look of the character.
Yeah. He
I just want to care about it more.
yeah.
You know?
I would say if we don't get something by this next episode a little more, it's gonna be a rough ride.
Wow.
I think I give it one more episode and
are you going to be able to hold out to the end?
Oh, I'm going to hold out to the end. This is for the pod. This
okay.
is
Well, I would argue for my own personal tastes that I would watch these 2 episodes over again before I'd ever go revisit Boba Fett in any way, shape, or form.
Ooh.
Really? You'd go back to Boba Fett?
I would go back to from the point the Mandalorian comes into Boba Fett. I would start there and finish it. Anything else before that, I would not.
Well, if you go there, that's episode like 3, and there's 2.
It's actually episode like 4.
Anyways, this is way more theatrical than that was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying watching it, but it's that thing of like, and hopefully now we're gonna get it.
And I had another thought watching this episode today. I was thinking, would this character have benefited from a solo movie, like a 2.5 hour movie,
like an origin movie?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it would have.
Yes.
Because I want to, when the series is over, I think I might, maybe not right away, but go back and rewatch them all in order and just see how that like binge it.
I know. And that was another thing that crossed my mind before I even watched the episode. I was like, man, some shows, not to cut you off, but some shows I'm like, I really want to watch it week after week and let a slow burn effect happen because it's so enjoyable. I'm trying to think of an example.
The Hawkeye series was like that for me. It
was so much fun week to week.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this and I'm like, you know what? I think I want to binge watch all of this in one afternoon. Yeah. I wish I could. Not because I want to get it over with, but you're right. I think it would benefit from a movie platform as opposed to a series platform.
I think even WandaVision was a good week to week with the way they wrote it. The Mandalorians have been good week to week that Disney Plus has done.
But I would agree that I think Falcon and Winter Soldier should have been a movie as well.
Yes. Yep.
But that's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting when you look at it through that lens, because so much is streaming, so much is serial, not television, but serialized. And
it's funny because Disney really brought back that week to week episode thing, and it was cool at first. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of nice because when I get on a new series, I binge it, and then at the end, I'm left feeling like almost, I don't want to say empty, but like it's just like almost depressed.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh wow, the series is over. Now what? Now I got to wait a whole year before the next season. So I like the week to week, but again, we go back. I think there are certain series that are meant for binging.
Yeah, I would agree. It's the same thing with like Stranger Things for me. I would not enjoy watching Stranger Things week to week to week.
Right.
I would not enjoy that. But the fact that I can just watch the whole thing in 2 nights, 3 nights, and I see the whole story arc and it's done. I really enjoy that. Yeah, you got to wait a long time before you watch it again, but yeah, I'm excited to see where it's going to go and what we're going to get. And I do hope that we do see Moon Knight in a movie, at some point. I just don't know where this show is going,
He's going to be in Morbius too.
I sure hope not.
He's going to go help Andrew Garfield Spider-Man fight Morbius, the Vulture, and whatever else.
It's not bad. I just hope, because like the whole premise is Mark Spector from the comics was just a mercenary who gets betrayed by his fellow mercenaries, because mercenaries, who can trust him? And he dies in Egypt in a tomb, and that's where Kanju is. And the Kanju's like, look, you can either die or your other choice is come work for me and I'll resurrect you. And so he does. I guess I don't know the comics well enough to know if like he regrets that decision in the comics or if he likes the powers that come from working for Kanju. I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I never heard of Moon Knight until this series started advertising.
Yeah.
So
What do you think of the look of the Kanju character?
it's cool. Like
It's so cool.
I do.
The
Yeah.
voice is a little weird for me.
Yeah.
I don't know who voices him. I can't remember, but it kind of feels like it doesn't fit. But it's big, you know. He makes it. It just makes me think of Optimus Prime too much. I would hope for a little something a little bit more snake-like, you know, something a little bit more sinister. But that character design is incredible.
Yeah, it is really cool. And again, graphically,
it's perfect.
It's visually, it is perfect.
What do you think of the Morbius scene, though? There was a scene in this and a scene in Morbius. Spoilers for Morbius if you haven't seen it, but they're like borderline identical. It's in the trailer in Morbius, so I guess that's not spoiling too much.
I guess I must have missed it.
The hallway lights on and off.
Oh, I did notice that. Yeah. I did. I was thinking the whole time. Yep.
It worked way better in this than it did in Morbius.
I don't know if it did.
I think it did because he's like disappearing, and then it's like this big hulking creature just walking towards him. Not the whole thing, but the first segment of it.
Yeah.
Not him running down all the corridors and it chasing him, but that first intro where like the lights came on, the lights come off, the lights come on, the lights come on. Yeah. I thought that was better. I'm like, I've seen this.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting watching Oscar Isaac play two different roles, two different characters on screen. And them being so vastly different just shows his range, you know.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
James McAvoy and Split. Really?
Yeah.
But
yeah, we'll see where it goes. I don't know. Just I really do hope I can get a tat, like just start to get into it, because it does, like, I'm not saying it's a bad show. I just personally cannot get invested in it.
Yeah.
And I'm having a hard time.
Mine's like declining, unfortunately. We're only 2 episodes in. Well, there's only 4 episodes left. So it's like, you got to give us something. So we'll see.
Yep. Sure.
Anything else to say about this?
Nope. That's all I got.
I don't have anything else either. Why don't you drive us home?
Well, if you like what you hear, you can head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review and let us know what you think. You can also head over to Google or listen to us on Google Podcasts and Spotify. If you want to leave a comment, click down here right below in the comment section and let us know as well. Also head over to Instagram and DM us and send us a request for a movie, TV show. I don't know, even shorts, maybe, right? I don't know.
Hey, anything.
Yep. And we'll review it.
If you're interested in the podcast, you can go wherever you can listen to podcasts. And our newest episode of Channing Tatum's Dog just dropped today. So go check that out. Let us know what you think of that.
Yep.
So, all right. That's all, folks.
Catch you later.
Trademark pending.